Hey Flosstube, it's Christine with Stitching in the Burrow, and today is March the 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you that celebrate St. Patty's Day. I know there's many people who are stitching on things for St. Patrick's Day. I don't have any that I stitch for St. Patrick's Day, but I enjoy seeing them. So if you have any favorite stitches that you're doing, favorite projects, throw them down in the comments. Let me see them. I'd love to see what you're working on. So, I always start out saying that I didn't get much stitched for the 2 weeks, but I think there was my two big focus projects for the year. I really got a lot of work on. I did go out of town for a couple days, so I went to go to Georgia to see my sister and my niece, who's the stitching penguin here on Flosstube, and my great nephew, and obviously my nephew-in-law, etc. We had a really good trip. Wasn't good coming back. We wound up in the mountains in some rain and some extremely heavy fog. Was not fun driving in that, but we made it back. I didn't jump out of the car like I wanted to because that was very anxiety producing. But yeah, we made it back. Everything was good. I stitched a little bit while I was gone. Tried to teach my sister how to do the counted cross stitch. She is currently doing a stamped cross stitch project. I don't think she's ready for that yet, so we're just going to leave her with her stamped cross stitch project and let her go ahead and get that finished. Unlike myself, who loves to start all the things and do all the things, she can focus on one piece at a time, and that's fine. So we're just going to let her focus on that because when she's done, it's for me. So anyway, what have I been stitching on? So, focus piece, obviously, for the year is Mommy Kissing Santa. That's one of the two. And I'm sorry for any shadows. It's raining today here in Tennessee. Surprise. Anyway, this is Mommy Kissing Santa Claus by the Cross Stitch Studio. And this one, I'm supposed to be doing 222 stitches a day on, and I have only been able to get 1,250 stitches done, and so I'm quite a bit behind. That's okay, I'll get it caught up. Well, out of the 1,250 stitches, the stitches over here at the bottom are not counted in because I don't count them till I finish that whole page across. And that leads me to a question that was asked. Someone who was watching my Flosstube video asked how I do my stitching and if I do cross country, etc. And I tried to explain it, but I think I may have confused them more. So the way I do my stitching, as you can see it, I try to do it in blocks of 10, but this one I think I've actually gone down 30 stitches, 30 down here. And then I come down and then I go work that whole section across. So normally, like I said, it's 10 stitches and it's all the way across, but I've started on my projects moving a little bit, doing more so that the picture comes out quicker. So this one, again, is 30 stitches down, and I finish all of that all the way across till I get to the end over here, and then I start it again. So it's kind of like a typewriter, but instead of individual rows, it's 30 down and across. I hope that makes sense. So don't want to confuse people any more than I do. My second project is my other focal piece for the year, which is Anne of Green Gables by Heaven and Earth Design. It's known as a quick stitch. This one got a lot more love. This one received 2,400 stitches. And honestly, I think it's because I like this fabric more. I think this is like a 14 count, it might be 16, I can't remember. But this is just, I don't know, the fabric is just different, and I enjoy working on it. Not that I don't enjoy Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, but I was over here in the green tree. All 2,400 stitches right there in the green tree. This one is currently in a stitching challenge for March. It's the March 2023 Stitch Craze Challenge by Portia Parcher. She does Stitch Talk Heaven and Earth only challenges. I've done quite a few challenges with her in the past, but I'm in this challenge with Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher, and Ashley, the stitching penguin. And I believe it's where you have to stitch about 100 stitches a day. I already have 2,400, so I think I'm good for the month. Just add a little more to it. But you know, I join challenges here or there because it helps me to go ahead and like have something to aim for and get some work in on my projects. So if you have any challenges that you enjoy, drop them down in the comments below. Love to check them out, especially if they're for full coverage, because that's the majority of what I do. The next one that I worked on is my coffee sampler. And this one, when I purchased it, it was by Antique Stitch. However, I don't believe this store is here anymore on Etsy. So someone had asked about purchasing this sampler, and I think in the midst of answering comments from my phone, I think I answered it to the wrong person. So if somebody got a comment that totally confused you about a coffee sampler, I'm sorry. But for the person who asked about the coffee sampler, I did look further and I found it on an Etsy store called Smarty Owl. It's Smarty Owl. And it's just known as coffee cross stitch. So since you've seen it last, I finished the cup handle, the rest of the saucer. I put in the E and the S on espresso. I put in the, I think what's the start of cappuccino at the bottom there, and what might be macchiato, sure. So I don't have too much left. This will be another one that will be stitched and framed this year. I did take a project from about 20 years ago to the Country Cupboard, which is my local L&S, to have her frame it. I started that project when my daughter was 12. She's 32. So yeah. Anyway, it's going to get framed. I finished it up in the last 3 years since I've been cross stitching so that I could have that for her. Now, she probably doesn't want it, but I think my other granddaughter who loves horses might, or I just may hang it in my house. Who knows? So, but next Flosstube, I think she'll have it ready. She said that she was going to aim to do so. The next one is the Japanese garden. Unfortunately, someone tried to find this pattern and they cannot. I'm sorry. I didn't want to leave it out of my stitching, even though it seems like you may not be able to get it now. Because it's my project and I'm working on it. This one got some love. I got a little branches and I'm trying to do the back stitching as I go. I also did part of what looks like her hair and her umbrella, I think is what it might be, coming out there. So this one's on my Whip Go, I think. Yes, I believe it's on Whip Go. So that got a little bit of love. And then the next one is my Candylicious, and that's by Heaven and Earth Design. This particular pattern I am working on, and so is Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher, and we have a stitch along going. It's just Candylicious SAL. This one received 250 stitches. And I'm sorry for the shadows again. It's raining in Tennessee today, but you know, hey, a surprise every time I do my Flosstube, it rains. Wondering, is there a reason for that? Okay, this is where I am. I put in probably from here over since you've seen it last. I'm still not done across the top. This one is a lot of fun. So I'm glad I have somebody to stitch it with, because that will help keep me motivated to get my stitching done. And this one's fun to work on, so that's not a the next one is my Turtle Voyage. There's not a whole lot to see on this one. I put in 500 stitches. This is by Artisy Designs. This is my rainy day project. And I say I just put in 500 stitches, but it's the blue water, so I mean, it's right here. So that's what it's at. It ends over here. I thought I'd be across the other way, but I'm behind on my days. I have a lot of days that it rained, including today, that I need to go ahead and get on. And for this, on my rainy day projects, that was another question that was asked. You know, do I have like a specific goal for the day when it rains? And really, I try to do at least 100 stitches, but you know, I may be in the mood to stitch on it. I'm comfortable, I'm in the groove. It could get 500 stitches. This was one day that I did, and it got 500 stitches, so it just depends. But it's usually at least 100 minimum. The next one is the new solar system. I worked on this a little bit while I was out of town. I enjoy this one. I cannot wait to have this one finished. And my sister said to me, why did you bring all these different projects with you? Why didn't you just bring one? Now you're my sister. Do you not know me? I cannot project. If I could, I wouldn't have 188 different things going. Ashley, my niece, was smart enough to say, Mom, really? It's Auntie. She does all the things. Here I am. Last time you saw it, it was over here in the sun, so I've put in this little bit here. Not too much, but it was fun to work on. I enjoy this one. My other one was, I believe this is a Whipco. Oh, yeah, Whipco. Yeah, Whipco. This is Grandmother's House by Told in a Garden. I have so many of these patterns, and I just happen to collect them over time. First of all, I enjoy reading about the Amish. We go to various places here in Tennessee to visit the Amish, go to their stores, purchase stuff from them. But the way I acquired these different patterns was through individuals who were, you know, selling off their cross stitch, maybe family member had passed away or could no longer stitch or what have you. So that's how I acquired these. And last time you saw it, this was not in here, so I've put in the pie, I've put in part of the curtain, a little bit of the post. And this one is on I think it's a green sage is what they call this material. I didn't purchase this material outright for this. It came and was already together in a bag with this pattern. And I said, hey, looks good. I'll keep it. No biggie. So I started it on here and away we go. And then I didn't do too much on Reader's Paradise. But I did a couple stitches on here while I was out of town. And this is another stitch along that I am doing with Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher, and Ashley, the stitching penguin. And this is called Reader's Paradise SAL. And this is by Heaven and Earth Design. Let me show you what it's supposed to look like. And people ask, you know, what version I have. I just says large format. It's the finished design, 725 wide by 518 high. So that's the one that I have. That's the way it's supposed to look. This one I have to show in sections because look at this detail. Is this not gorgeous? Oh. Because it's big. And I cannot show it all in the frame. So I'm working over here, trying to get to the end. So again, I'm thrilled to work with them on this. Ashley and Erin, I believe, are still over here, this area, but I've been working on mine a lot longer They have, let me fold this one up correctly this time. This time I think I folded it like a bed sheet. We know how we fold bed sheets. We just go like this, right? Throw them in the closet. Not for a cross stitch. Okay. Got that one done. Sorry, I'm looking at my list just to stay on track. And then, who would I be if I didn't start things, right? So, since you've seen me last, I contacted my local M&S and I purchased fabric to start this one. This is Pride and Prejudice. It's a quick stitch. Heaven and Earth design. Artist is Amy Stewart. I love books. So, Pride and Prejudice. So why not start it? It's a very measly little start. Here in the corner. So that's going to be fun. And that's on 18 count. I also started, this is called Christmas Wolf Painting by Charting Creations. It's on 18 count. I started it on March 13th. So far, starting out of the gate, we got color up here in this corner is where I've started. So I don't think it's going to be, you know, that boring start until you get things going. Absolutely love this one. Cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done. And here's my itty bitty little start. Not a whole lot to look at, but it will be. And this one was started on 18 count as well. The next one that I'm going to show you, I started as well since the last time we spoke. I can't remember if I had purchased this since we spoke or if you all had seen it. Not 100% positive. But this is Vintage Santa. And this comes from a Etsy store. I think it's either Julie's, spelled Jullys. It just looks like July, honestly, with an extra L. Cross stitch on Etsy. And this one's done on 16 count white. My concern is in stitching it, I'm not sure if it's going to come out pixelated. And some of the colors that they had on their color key, at the end, they had colors like 3880, 3893, 3895 for DMC. In my years of stitching recently, had no clue what those were. So I Googled and found the alternatives for them. So here's my start. It's just the tiny part of what I believe is his little pump on his hat. So I will continue on with it, and if it looks pixelated, we will see, and I'm not sure what I'll do at that point. But for now, we'll try it. It's vintage, it's Santa. Hey, it's right up my alley. So, oh, I also started the Owl Forest pattern that I asked you all about as far as color for fabric. And this is Owl Forest Red Cardinals. I had no clue that there were two different patterns of this. So I think one's like Christmas birds and this one's red cardinals. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. But this is my start. Like this. And this is on Willow by Bestitch Me. 18 count Willow. Very small start right in the middle. Blushing Pink Stitches. She's a Flosstuber out of, I believe, the UK. She started this one, not this one. She started what I thought was this one, and came to realize that she has a different pattern. She has the other pattern. So I had asked her, hey, would you like to do a stitch along? Because I found her because she shouted me out on her channel. And if you haven't stop to see her, please go see her. Blushing Pink Stitches, Lindsay. Flosstube so far that I've watched has been great. Thank you for the shout out, by the way. But we have decided that we're going to just go ahead and do a stitch along, and it's just going to be called Owl Forest Red Cardinal Stitch Along. So any of these that I've named, you know, the Candylicious one, the Reader's Paradise, the Red Cardinal one, I think that's it. If you would like to join in on any of those, feel free. We'd love to have you. Come on, the more the merrier. Then I want to go ahead and show you a couple older projects that you haven't seen yet. This is called Heaven and Earth Designs Mini Water Master. I have the mini version of it. I absolutely love this one. I love the detail. I love how realistic it looks. And I believe Jemima, the Rockin' Stitcher, is working on this one, but I don't think hers is the mini. I think hers is the full. But hers is gorgeous. If you have an opportunity to go check her out, the Rockin' Stitcher, please do so. This is where I'm at. That's the start of an elephant ear. So it's beautiful so far. I can't wait to continue on with this one. And this one, I think this one's on 16 count. That's before I moved to 18. They're either going to be 16 or 18 count. And I always use 2 strands of floss. So this one is a smaller pattern for me. This is one of the Prairie Schoolers. I'm doing this one here called Snowy Day. And this is where I'm at. This is just on a scrap piece, probably off of my larger projects. Sorry for the wrinkles. That's where I'm at. This one's been fun so far. So, I obviously still have more to do. But I started this one to... I think I was doing like the magazine monthly challenge, and so I needed something to fill in for that, so I chose that one. And I apologize if I have to keep clearing my throat. I have some kind of going on. So the next one is from Little House Needleworks, and it's called the Inner Fox River Mill. And this one I believe is done on an 18 count. I think it's called Coffee. And I think I stopped on this one because, I don't know if you can see it, but here in the building right here, it looks like I had 2 different dye lots for the floss, but I have to go back and check. I may have already pulled out that piece, and that may just be the way it is, but this is where I'm at. So double check. And again, these are these come up on like Whip Go challenges and stuff, so I'm able to get some stitches in with that. Another one that I had started, this is called Little House Needleworks, and it's called chart number 62, Coming to America. And this one has such a tiny start. I think, just so give you a reference point, when you see it, it is her arm right there and the shoulder of her dress. So, because I had to spin it around a couple times and figure out what in the world was this that I stitched on. So it's kind of like her holding her bag down here and her arm is up there, her shoulder. So it's such a small start. I think I just got distracted. They started it. I don't know. I don't remember. This one, sorry for the crinkle, but last time I showed Crazy Cat Chloe, and I did not have a reference to show you all. This is what she's going to look like. So if you recall from my last floss tube, there was a gigantic bun, which is here, on the cross stitch fabric. So if that gives you any indication of how much more I have to do. I absolutely love her. I believe she's still, well, she's by Sheena Pike. I think Sheena Pike may have come back to Heaven and Earth. I thought she went away for a little bit, so she might be available. But I love any Sheena Pike work. I think it's beautiful. Now this one, this is an older project, and in finding that project to take to my local L&S to get framed, I came across two other ones that I had started, and this was, again, 20 years ago. It's been a while. They come out of this book here. It's called Let Us Pray. And this one is supposed to look like this when it is done. I believe I only had the back stitching left to do on this. However, excuse me, I'm warm. Sorry. I thought that I only have the back stitching, which I believe I do. However, in looking at this, I don't know what this is. I'm going to soak it to see if it can come out. I don't know if you can see that. There's some type of oil and something that has gotten onto this, but this is where I was at. Like I said, it's completed except for what I believe to be back stitching, so I hope it's not ruined. I hope I can get that out. Some of it is on the stitching, but the majority of it is far enough away that if they put a mat around it, I don't think it would show, but I think over here is something. I don't know. I think my children helped me pack up our home one time, and they may have put it in a box that looks like it might be something to do with like a candle that melted, or I don't know. So if you have any suggestions on what to soak it in, is a little bit of Dawn with some water. It's all DMC floss. It's not anything special. If you have any suggestions, again, I don't know what's on it, so I'm unsure of what exactly I'm dealing with, but any suggestions would be great. The other one is Children of God, and it's supposed to look like this. However, this one might need some, this one needs some help. I thought, oh, it looks great. Until I looked up here. And it goes, so I'm not sure what younger me was thinking or doing. I know the writing over there, that writing that's done is too close to each other as well. It does not have its back stitching done. It needs that. So I'm going to have to take a look at what younger me did and see if I can fix it. Yeah, I don't know. But that one, I hate to give up all that stitching, so I'll figure it out. I'll fix it, and that'll be another one that'll head off to the framer. So, and if we can get Jesus cleaned, then we'll head him out there too. I just wanted to show a couple of some other ones that I had finished. They're not fully finished. Yeah, they're just finished. This is Home by Stitching with the Housewives. This is strings all over. Sorry, ignore the strings. This is the bookstore. I believe. Yes. I think this one's by Little House Needleworks. Sorry, I don't know where my patterns are. I don't think I'm going to put the border around this one. Many of you have probably seen this one. I'm not going to put the top or bottom border, I don't think. I think I'm just going to leave it as is and frame it. This one was a freebie. It's Cozy Christmas Wishes. You can change it however you want to. My daughter did it with me. She did hers in different colors. This one is by is it Kathy Haberman with Hands On Design? Is that her? This is her free one once a year. I apologize if this doesn't belong to her. I believe this is her. So I have to finish this one. This was just a pattern that coffee, because coffee and books and cross stitch. Yes, please. This is one that was started. I think this was a small dimensions kit, so I just finished it up. This was like 20 years ago. Not sure what how I'm gonna, put this one. Maybe a pillow. I don't know. This one was a free pattern. It just says boo. That one will probably be a pillow. And a pillow. Good way to use up your scraps. And then I think this was another Dimensions little kit with the little charm that's attached to it. So, then the other stitch along that I will be doing with Ashley the Stitching Penguin and Erin the Stay-at-Home Stitcher be the Sea Turtle Mama, which is a freebie on Heaven and Earth Design. I did a poll because I'm conflicted on what material to use because it's not full coverage. I was looking at different blues. I thought about black. My daughter says to try this one. I think it's the coffee mocha one. It has modeling side, and I don't know if you can see the modeling, but it does. Sorry for the shadows. Again, it's overcast here. So I may try it on that to look like sand. The majority of individuals on my Flosstube channel chose blue. I think like 58% of votes chose blue. I know Erin, the Stay-at-Home Stitcher, I believe, is also conflicted with what color she would like to start it on. But I think this one's just going to be Sea Turtle Mama Sal. So if you have this or you want to download it and you want to join us, by all means, come on. We're starting April 1st for that one. These are some that I would like to start. I already have the fabric for this one. This is called Search the Sky. Sorry for the glare. I believe I won this when Brandy at Bestitch Me, when she first started her Friday Night Fight Night. That tells you how long ago that was. I think I'm just going to do it on this navy fabric. So that might be started by the time you see me next. It was supposed to be started now, but I just didn't get there. This one I've had for a while. I don't know if you can get it on the Artisy website, but in searching for some of my other stuff, I came across patterns I didn't know I had and that are not in my binders. We all know why I chose this, right? All the colors. So I'll possibly start that one. I also came across this one by Artisy. I think this one was a freebie one for the individuals in the Facebook group. If you enjoy full coverage and you're not in the Artisy Design Facebook group, go over there and join, because Trina gives free patterns. There's a ton of free patterns on there already. But yeah, and the projects come out beautiful. This is called Old World Map. I would love to start this one as well. This one is River Rocks, and I believe someone on that Facebook group has already finished this. and they come out looking stunning. So and then this one is by the Cross Stitch Studio, and I believe I purchased this one because it's books. So I haven't started this one yet. I don't know if this one's still on there. Again, this one's an old pattern. Just happened to come across it as I was searching for something else. So what I've received new, got some haul. Went to, like I said, to see Beverly at my local L&S, the Country Cupboard. And of course, we can't just buy fabric. So we have to have things come home with us too. I like this one by Stitching with the Housewives. So, do that one. And you know, I took my husband with me, so he enables me. He's like, sure, buy all the things, do all the things. He is a keeper. I've said that before. I'll say it again. He's highly enabling. This is my pattern of the month that came in from Country Cottage Needleworks, but it's from Crazy Annie Stitching. They have it. And this is going to be the Big City Christmas, and this one is called Street Scene. I haven't started any of these. I'm not sure how I'm going to do them, if I'm going to do them individually or all together. I don't know. I'll have to lay them out, see what they look like. And of course, when I was at my local needlework shop, she had just come back from market, so I wanted this pattern badly, so I got it. I believe I'm going to do it all together, but I mean, when you look at it, you could break these all into individual pieces if you want, individual sections, and make little pillows. But apparently the frame here, their father made it. If you watch their video on Instagram, Primrose Cottage Stitches, you can see some of the other work that their dad has done. He's amazing with. I believe I'm going to do it on this fabric called Sand Dollar by Bestitch Me. It's just a brown kind of beigey looking color. I think it'll go well. So I did want to take just a minute and talk about some Flosstubers that I enjoy watching. I always love to hear about new Flosstubers that may be new to me, maybe not new to you, but some of them that I enjoy. One of them, and this is not a list, this is just some. Sew Me Sarah, she is from Ireland. She has some really beautiful projects that she works on. Her voice is very calming. I love to watch her floss tubes. She really does some beautiful. So if you can take a chance, go over there, and if you get an opportunity, take a look. Sew Me Sarah, Sarah with an H. The other one is Laura from Stitching by the Shore. She has, I've been watching her for years. She has some full coverage that she's doing and some smaller projects. She has paper crafts. She shows how she finishes projects. Right now she's finishing them by putting them into where you put your pictures, scrapbooking. There you go. And she's done some beautiful scrapbook pages. So I think she puts a video out every Friday. So if you get an opportunity, Stitching by the Shore, I believe she's the same on Instagram. Go take a look at her projects. That's Laura. Teresa Little Stitcher, I believe she's out of the UK. She does a lot of full coverage projects. Absolutely gorgeous projects. Chatelaines, Heaven in Earth Design. I think she may have branched off to possibly a Charting Creations or so, but she has absolutely beautiful projects, and she's just great to listen to. I enjoy her videos. Stacy, the 911 Stitcher, she puts out all kinds of videos of samplers, projects that she's working on. She always shows new projects, new releases that have come out. She will let you know if there's freebies that are out and how to get them. She used to be a 911 operator, I believe, until she got injured in California. So she does some beautiful work. If you haven't had an opportunity to go listen to her, please do so. And then Creativity by Gidge. She hasn't put out a floss tube in a minute. It's been about a month. But, she will put them out, and she does have quite a few on there. She does mainly full coverage projects. She probably has more than I do. But her projects are beautiful. Take a look. She also signs while she's talking through her cross stitch, through her floss tube. So go take a look at her. She does some really good work. And then if there's any that you think I should know about, let me know. I'd really like to hear who you enjoy and take a look and see if I enjoy watching them as well. So just real quickly, it goes with my haul because you know that I do read. I get the Once Upon a Book Club book, and it comes with, in the box, it comes with all different gifts. I've talked about this before on my other tube. And certain pages throughout, like here. This particular book for this month is Georgie All Along. And like on this one, when you get to this page, it will tell you to open up the gift. There's a gift in the box that corresponds to that page number, and it goes with something that's on that page. The gifts they send are not cheap. They're really pretty. I enjoy it. It's one of the things that I do for myself for self-care. So if you haven't taken a look, the book looks really fun too. So I usually do not read any summaries about what my books are before I read them because I just want to read them and see what happens. So this is my book of the month. The Personal Librarian is one of them that I chose for this month. And the other one is called The Good Left Undone. My daughter and I are in the book of the month together. So that's our thing that we do together. We enjoy. So, and she comes over and helps me open up gifts from here. That's everybody. That's all I have for you today. I thank all of you who have returned to watch my videos. I thank you for the new subscribers that I've had since my videos came out. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to meeting with you every 2 weeks. And until we meet again, please take care of you.